In this video, I will make my third attempt at painting camouflage patterns. This time I will experiment with various improvised tools to stamp the pattern in. Looking back at my first two attempts at painting camouflage patterns using a brush, the pattern came out quite chunky. Maybe I could have done it finer using a brush, but that would be more labour intensive. Except maybe it would be quick to stipple on a colour using a coarse brush. But thinking about stippling is what got me to think about using a stipple tool of some kind to stamp the pattern on. My first thought was to cut a pattern into a piece of polystyrene or cork. As an aside, I am practically an alcoholic with a taste for the red vino, so I have practically an unlimited supply of cork. The issue with that is that these materials are quite inflexible, so putting the pattern onto uneven surfaces like the corrugated sheet that I used earlier would not work very well. So then I thought about using a spongy material, something like this piece of packing sponge from a miniature kit. It is flexible, so I could get it into recesses. However, its native texture is probably too fine. But what I could do is rip up the edge of this sponge sheet, cutting and tearing it up to get larger voids, and therefore a coarser grain. Then I can roll it up to get a stamping tool with a pattern that I can vary by how much I roll it up, tight or loose, this way or that way. The tool wants to have more voids than not, because a camo pattern will usually want to have multiple different colours, so we will want to leave space for more colours with each pass. Another idea I had was to use this basing material called summer undergrowth. I don't know what it is made of, some kind of lichen I guess, but it has a veiny branchy look about it. So perhaps a bundle of this dipped in paint could be used to stamp in a branchy veiny looking pattern. Lichen stuff has a bit too much give in it though. Perhaps if I stick a few bits on the end of a piece of cork it will give less. I will smear some Gorilla Glue on the end of the cork and press a few bits of it into it. Let's test that out on paper. That may have potential. Okay, time to try these two tools on my truck. I have given the panel a base coat of khaki, somewhat like my first attempt at painting camo patterns. Now I will use the sponge to apply some brown. And the lichen cork to apply some green. Yeah, I'm not sure that turned out so well. Never mind, I've just had a brainwave! I have harvested some nets used for packaging fresh fruit. I saved these because I thought I could use them to craft camouflage nets for some model tanks. But bunching up these fibres could also make an even finer pattern for stamping camos out. So let's try that. So I'm going to dip a wad of this net into some dark brown paint, dabbing it out on some paper towel to take off the excess. There we go. I am not overly impressed with the result, to be honest. To fix it up, I am going back to the brush. I will just freehand some little wiggles of brown and green over it. I'm trying to make very fine lines, finer than I did on the first panel of the truck. That hardly took more time, and honestly I think it came out better. Maybe with further experimentation I could get a stampy tool that actually works, but for now I'm feeling freehand brushwork is the better way to go. I won't paint over this panel though. It did not turn out as well as I would have hoped, but it probably is good enough. What do you think? Let us know in the comments. At any rate, all these experiments in painting camo has increased my confidence at attempting it. Maybe now I will be able to overcome my performance anxiety and get started on my Tanith first and only project soon. As ever, subs, likes and shares are warmly welcomed. And if you like, you could watch this video here. Bye for now.